Hey, this is Adam Henderson. In this game, I will be playing against Josh Sokol. This was the first game of the second day. I had some trouble sleeping the night before. It wasn't entirely due to knowing that I would be playing Josh Sokol the next day, but when Josh asked me, I said yes, and maybe it was a little bit had to do with it, but mostly it's just being autistic and I have trouble sleeping in general, but even more so before a Scrabble tournament. I'm not going to lie, Scrabble means a lot to me, and the days before a Scrabble tournament might be a little bit more difficult to sleep in, and then the added difficulties of sleeping in a hotel and with somebody that snores. So uh, it was just one factor of many. I also mistakenly thought that I would be playing on the demo board or the live stream when I shouldn't have thought that because we CSW is played the first four games of the live stream on these. So that was my mistake in thinking that. And anyway, I want to show you this game. I actually had to do another take of this because I bungled it up the first time around. So I got this far. Let's go back here. I went first in this game, and I was very fortunate to draw the blank on the first draw. Played grooves. That's my best play. He plays front. And I had this very interesting rack of AAAHILL, and I missed these top two plays. I think were probably the top two plays of Halala and Halalas. So I wish I had played these, but I just wasn't coming across my brain. Instead, I played Villa, and this was a little bit of a mistake because I mistakenly thought that Villa only took the S as a back hook, when in fact, Villa takes both the S and an E, and it means an agricultural estate of ancient Rome. So there you go. And this could have been a losing play. And later in the game, this E back hook becomes very important. So he goes and plays keys. And let's see, what did I play here? Paua was what I played here. So it likes Agha either up here or down here. I have three A's and a U. I kind of like Paua better than these plays because it gets rid of the U. I'd rather keep the G. The G is not a great tile either, but I kind of like keeping the G more than I do the U. Maybe the experts can weigh in on whether Paua is better here or Agha in one of these two places. I personally, I think Paua is at least solid, if not the best play. So I like my play of Paua here. I'm going to stand by it. So Paua comes down, and the next play is Czar. So that plays for quite a few points. That plays for 44. And now it's getting to be a close game again. And the score is 109 to 94. So I'm up 15 points. It's my turn. So I still have an advantage early in the game against Josh, which is always a great thing. But at this point, I really had to try hard because only a 15-point advantage is almost nothing against a player that's rated over 2,000. So let's see what I came up with. I had Hagoons. I don't know if there's any 7 in here. No, there's no 7. And there's no 8s that play on this board. So I played Ah here because it was the highest scoring play. I don't think there's a whole lot to think about here. And he has 3 eyes, and he plays Iridic for 24. And so after that exchange, I furthered my lead to 146 to 118. I'm ahead by 28 points, and it's my turn. So this is, I would say, a really good position to be in. So let's see what happens next. I get this rack, and I have Gossoon and Godsons, and also Isogons. So I did not, under the pressure of playing somebody that I guess I really admired. I think, I'm not sure if I would have found Gossoon or Godsons. Isogons, I feel like is a word that maybe I should have seen, because I've definitely seen Isogon before. I think I've seen Godson before. Gossoon, I might have seen before. But I'll just write these down. I'll have to look at how much I've studied some of these words. I know for sure I've seen Isogon. So it is a little bit bad that I missed so many bingos on this play. But I did make my best play without bingoing, which was OS. And after that, Josh responds with win, WYN. And he plays that here. So I see the word Nuges, and I actually wasn't 100% sure. I was maybe like 95% on Nuges. It is a word. Just out of curiosity, I want to see if it's new. And once my brain kind of sees a word, it's hard for my brain to kind of unsee it. I think I saw Nuges first, and when I was looking at other plays, I saw Snogged, I saw Dongles. I don't think Snogged. Well, I guess Snogged does play here, but I didn't know that Villa took the E hook, so that one kind of almost doesn't count. I saw Dongles. So the two plays I was considering here were Dongles and Nuges. I think all of these top plays are going to be, oh, except for Dingoes. But all these other ones are going to be down here hitting the Ville back hook, which I didn't think took the E. Yeah, here I could have played Snogged. So Nuges, but anyway, I think he probably realized that I didn't know the back hook, the E back hook on Villa after I played Nuges here. All right, so I'm now up 249 to 137. And so I'm in a good position. Josh plays Gouty for 37. Now I'm up 249 to 174. So I'm in good position. I drew the J and an H, so as long as I can make good use of, keep getting high scoring tiles and make good use of them, this should be somewhat of an easy victory now. I've now just bingoed twice after drawing both blanks, so kind of an unfortunate situation for Josh. I didn't see Helio in either of these spots. Of course, I didn't see Joel there. I think I did play Joel here for 27. And Josh plays Grave. For 45. Oh, I had Potiche and I missed it. Well, again, I didn't see. I wasn't even considering bingos because was so. I was so certain that Villa didn't take the E hook, and it wasn't until later in the game that I started to doubt myself. So yeah. What did I do here? I've just played hip for 27. I really should have started doubting myself much earlier in the game on whether Villa took the E back hook or not. I mean, really, if I wasn't sure about Villa taking the E back hook, it's just never a good idea to play a word if you're not sure of the back hooks. And this game illustrates that pretty well. I very well could have lost this game. And I kind of wonder when Josh analyzes this game on his side, whether he's going to say that he should have taken this spot himself sooner in the game. So that will be interesting to see. One second. All right, where was I? So here he plays Bite. So he's down 90 points now. So I really was kind of surprised that he wasn't trying some sort of phony and to score a lot of points, because he's down quite a bit now. And sometimes when you're down so much, playing a phony is it helps your chances a lot. I want to say that I was on the lookout for him to play a phony, but it just never happened. So he plays Bite for 32. I guess he probably may have considered some phonies somewhere along the, like phony bingos along the way, but the things he came up with may not have been good enough as far as things to try. And one comes down, and one doesn't go here, it goes here. Funny enough, okay, yeah, one goes down here. Yeah, I wouldn't play one down there. I played one here, getting rid of one of my ends and keeping the X because I just did not see a good spot for the X on this turn. And if he bingos, then potentially, especially if he bingos like with a word starting with S and hooking taupe, then I could use the X to regain most of the lost points. Oh, I was gonna check whether taupe take the D hook. So yeah, it does take the D hook. So there's three S or three D's left. So he could also um, start a word with D. He could also use um, the back hook of unit with an E somehow. So there's things he can do here. What does he do next? He plays med. So at this point, he's only playing 2 tiles, so pretty sure he's close to bingo. And again, I really should have figured out. I don't know. I think at this point I was starting to doubt myself, and I was feeling unsure of whether Villa took the E back hook or not. And that spot is really becoming dangerous because at this point I really just wanted to shut down all bingo lanes, but because I'm not sure of it, like, I guess it's good to block the spot somehow, but I just wasn't sure on how to block the potential E back hook. Again, I wasn't sure whether it took the E back hook or not, but I think at this point I was starting to doubt myself and think about it. And in this position, I really wasn't sure how to block it. And I think I was still somewhat thinking that I was right the first time and it didn't take the E back hook because I thought to myself, well, it's been open all this time. When if it did take the E back hook, wouldn't have he taken it by now? But I guess Josh was cunning and he was trying to. He figured that it was just going to stay open and he was going to use it for himself to bingo. And that was what was on his mind. So I'm very lucky that I didn't lose this game just because that back hook stayed open for so long and he was trying to use it for himself to bingo. And what comes next? He plays fawn, or I play fawn actually. But I should have played foxes, but of course I mean, that Villa play was just it was own goal. It was such a mistake to play that word when I didn't know for sure whether it took the E back hook or not. It was just a terrible miss. And I guess that's the big lesson I need to learn from this game is to avoid playing words where I'm not sure of the back hooks. Sometimes it's unavoidable to. Sometimes you have to do it anyway, just because your next best move is so much lower. But yeah. So actually, it likes playing ox here for 27 if I'm not going to play foxes. And then fawn is the third choice. I think I still liked keeping the X here. I'm wondering for hen what the back hooks for hen are. So it takes DST. So I think this may have been more dangerous than probably I should have allowed. Just because I'm now allowing for any bingos that start with D or T. It looks like the last S is on my rack, so I'm now only worried about bingos starting with D and T. So sorry guys, I paused this at some point, and I don't know where I paused it, but it was somewhere close to the end. So what happened was this was the key position. I saw that at this point, after he played Ab, I had full knowledge of all of his tiles, so I saw that he had curated on his rack, and it didn't take me long to see that with curated on his rack, the only way he could win is if Ville was valid, so I knew I had to block it. I played Eek here instead of Ek because I wasn't sure if curated plus an E formed anything, and I was fairly certain that he couldn't bingo with that K there. So I played Eek here instead. And he plays Cart. And I play a 2E. And the final score was 44 for me and 376 for Josh. And the final thing I'll say here is that he was very gracious in defeat. I asked him if he was in any way upset that he lost this game, and he said no, just another game. Very kind of like not affecting him. So cool guy, and I'll share some pictures of him on the way out here. Look him up on YouTube. His name's Josh Sokol. If you haven't seen him, his YouTube content before, he's very entertaining and has a lot of insights on Scrabble, and just knows incredible word knowledge. So I was very happy to win this game against the current champion of the North American Dictionary. And so here's some pictures. He let me take a picture of him frowning, and then another picture of us together out in the hall. And so that's it for this video. I'll go over Jackson Smiley game where he trounced me in my next video, and give me a like on the way out, and see you in the next video.